Hello there. Just want to come on and talk to you about leadership, the power of serving others. In this climate where we see our leaders doing certain things, we have to ask the question, um, what makes a great leader? Is it power? Is it a title? Is it being in charge? The world often teaches us that leadership is about authority, influence, and control. But Jesus taught something completely different. He taught that the greatest leaders are those who serve. We need to think about that as we move towards going to the polls and what we're actually seeing in places like churches, schools. Let's think about that thing. Today, I want to talk to you about leadership, the different styles of leadership, and why servant leadership is the model every Christian should strive to follow. What is leadership? Let's start there. Leadership is the ability to influence, guide, and inspire others toward a common goal. Whether you are a pastor, teacher, parent, business owner, ministry leader, or mentor, leadership is not just about where you're going, it's about who you're helping along the way. There are several leadership styles we see in organizations, businesses, schools, and churches. Let's start with the first one, autocratic leadership. We've heard of autocratic a lot. It's been in the news a lot. Let's see what type of leader that is. This leader makes decisions without much input from others. An example would be a military commander during a crisis. Decisions must be made quickly and clearly. While this style can be effective during emergencies, it can become unhealthy if people never have a voice. Number two, democratic leadership. This leader values participation and collaboration. An example would be a school principal who gathers input from teachers before making important decisions. People feel valued because their opinions matter. Third one is transformational leader. This leader inspires people to become more than they thought possible. Think of Moses leading Israel out of Egypt or Nehemiah rebuilding the walls of Jerusalem. Transformational leaders cast vision and motivate others to pursue God's purpose. Number four, transactional leadership. This leadership style is built on rewards and consequences. For example, an employer may reward outstanding performance with bonuses or promotions. While structure is important, people need more than rules. They need relationships. And number five, servant leadership. This is the leadership style Jesus modeled. Servant leaders place the needs of others before their own. They lead with humility, compassion, and love. Instead of asking, how can people serve me? They ask, how can I serve others? Jesus, the greatest servant leader. In Matthew chapter 20, verses 26 through 28, Jesus said, whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant. Think about that. The King of Kings and the Lord of Lords chose to wash his disciples' feet. In John 13, Jesus performed a task normally reserved for servants. Then he told his disciples to follow his example. Leadership in God's kingdom is not about being above people. It's about being available to people. It's not about position, it's about purpose. It's not about status, it's about service. Why is servant leadership important? First, servant leadership builds trust. People are more likely to follow leaders who genuinely care about them. Maya Angelou once said, "People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." Servant leaders make people feel valued, respected, and loved. Second, servant leadership reflects Christ. Philippians 2nd chapter, 3rd through the 4th verse tells us, "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves." When we serve others, we become living examples of Christ's love. Third, servant leadership develops future leaders. Great leaders don't create followers, they create other leaders. A servant leader pours into others, mentors them, encourages them, and helps them discover their God given gifts. As John Maxwell said, "A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way." A challenge for every leader. Whether you're leading a church ministry, a classroom, a business, your family, or even your friends, ask yourself these questions. Am I leading people closer to God? Are you? Am I serving or simply seeking recognition? Are you? Am I helping others grow? Are you? Am I leading with humility and love? Are you? Because the measure of a leader is not how many people serve them. The measure of a leader is how many people they serve. So, in closing, the world says leadership is about climbing higher. Jesus says leadership is about kneeling lower. The world says gain power. Jesus says serve people. The world says make your name great. Jesus says make God's name great. So today, I encourage you to lead with compassion, serve with humility, and influence others through love. Because the greatest leaders are not remembered for how much power they had, they are remembered for how many lives they touched. Be a leader, be a servant, be like Christ. God bless you. This is Kimberly Alexander with Always Hope and Faith, empowering lives through faith, leadership, education, and service, one lesson, one prayer, and one act of kindness at a time. God bless you.